Hey, welcome, wonderful people. We had another great night last night. Welcome back to the Jayson Estrera show, where we try to talk about basketball as. Oh, did that not work? I got mine off. All right, sorry. Let's try that one more time. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Jayson Estrera show, where we try to talk about sports as possible. And as always, we are here thanking absolutely nobody because we have no sponsors. But it was another great night of basketball. We saw two elimination games last night. And, I had faith the whole time. Don't let the video fool you. I had faith in my New York Knicks the whole entire time, man. I'm telling you, it's not easy, but we made it. Right? All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Boom. So we had a fantastic night of basketball, and it was fantastic simply because the Knicks won, man. Simply because the New York Knicks won, man. Let's get into some of the highlights. Let me pull up some of their stats as well. All right, man. So the Knicks took home the victory. It was game 6. It was a massive game. They were in Philadelphia. The owners had already bought the tickets, over 2,000 seats. They didn't want any Knicks fandom, even though I do see some orange in there. But the Knicks ended up taking the win 118 to 115 in a really tight game throughout. Jalen Brunson is him. He had 41 points. That added to his streak. I think it was 4 games straight of 37 or more. The only player to do that since Jordan in like 93 or something. So he had 41, 12, 3 rebounds. Shot 13 of 27 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3. Got to the line 16 times in Philadelphia. Went 12 of 16 from the line. Also had great contributions from OG Anunoby, who really had a great game last night. And the person I've been calling for, Dante DiVincenzo, finally got loose and hit a couple shots. He added 23, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 of 9 from 3, 8 of 18 from the field. Josh Hart added another 16, 7 assists, 14 rebounds. I mean, they were just getting production from everyone. And kind of like what I expected, Joel Embiid tried and did everything that he could to try to get the victory for these guys. He had 39 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Also had 13 rebounds, 12 of 25 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, and 13 from the line. Tyrese Maxey didn't quite have the game that he's been having. He poured in 17, but they were really trying different looks on him and not allowing him to get off. Batum had 16. Buddy Hield had a breakout game at 20, which was the real surprise and really had me worried. But in the end of the day, the Knicks pulled out the victory. And like I said, Jalen Brunson has been incredible. This is, honestly, I'm trying to think of what is a better series. And all of these games were close, The Lakers game, the Lakers Nuggets series was also a really good series. It had 2 game winners. But I'd probably say the Knicks Sixers series was probably the best first round series that we've had, even though we have 2 series that are probably going to go 7 games. This series had everything. It had drama. It had owners buying tickets. It had, the best players being the best players, role players stepping up, role players not stepping up. The amount of Tobias Harris slander that I have been seeing because excuse me, you, me, and the rest of the world had the same amount of points as Tobias Harris last night. He had a big donut. Last night, in a winner go home game, right? And like I said, Jalen Brunson has been incredible. And there's what more can you say about the guy, man? 6'2", doing everything for these guys, man. What did he average for? Let's see how much he averaged for the series. He's averaging 34.4 for the series. I mean, like, that's just... And I think he averaged over 30 and 8 assists for the entire series, but he had double-digit assists in more than one game. He's just, like I said, he's just been playing phenomenal. But the story of the game really was Joel Embiid. Yesterday I broke down how the quarters have looked, right? Through 5 games, the Knicks and the 76ers had played 21 quarters because of the overtime game, right? And like I was saying, through those 21 quarters, 12 of them, Joel Embiid had played 10 minutes and 39 seconds or more. Out of those 12 quarters where he had played that much, the Philadelphia 76ers had been beating, through 5 games, the New York Knicks in those 9 quarters, 272 to 198. It really came down to whether Joel Embiid was on the floor or not. And like I said, 12 times he played over 10 minutes and 39 seconds, and only three times the Knicks won those quarters, right? Out of the 12, the Knicks had only won 3 of them. So what I was saying yesterday was it's really important for the Knicks to, one, not only win decisively when Embiid isn't hitting those 10 plus minutes on the floor, which they did in the first quarter, right? Philly hasn't really been doing that, but in the first quarter last night, he actually played, let me pull it up real quick. First quarter. So look, right? The Knicks, Josh Hart played 12 minutes, OG played 12 minutes, Dante played 12 minutes, and Brunson played 11:49. Joel Embiid played 8 minutes and 10 seconds, and they lost the first quarter 36-12. What happens second quarter? Joel Embiid played 11 minutes and 26 seconds of that second quarter last night. Dante played 12, Brunson played 10, Josh Hart played 10, 29, OG played 9. But like I said, the key has been Embiid. And in that second quarter, they outscored and beat the Knicks in that second quarter 32-15. That's why going into the second half, it was a really close game. But like I was saying yesterday, it's on the New York Knicks to try to find a way to steal a quarter in which Embiid plays 12 minutes. They're going to have to steal one. They've done it 3 times in 3 quarters, and they were going to have to find a way to steal one. And Lord behold, man. Where is this? In the third quarter last night, Embiid played 12 minutes. The Knicks played all of our guys. Hart, OG, Dante, and Brunson all played 12 minutes in the third quarter. Embiid played 12 minutes, and they stole it. They won that quarter. They won that quarter 32-29. Right? And that was big. Because the times when he's been on the floor, he's been so dominant. He dictates pace. He draws fouls. He doesn't do this new NBA shit where they're running all these different plays. Guys want to just keep shooting threes. He gets the shots that he wants his guys to get when he's on the floor. Whether it's him getting a good shot or getting someone else a good shot. That's why it's so key. It's not just all about him. He just dictates their offense really, really well. Kind of like how Jokic does for Denver, right? And Embiid swung, man. Embiid was swinging. He wasn't going to go down without swinging. In that third quarter, he had 16 points. Brunson had 11, but it literally was like, you know, the Avengers having to battle Thanos, bro. Like, that's literally what this series has been. And we stole that. And after the third quarter, Embiid had to rest a little bit in the fourth, and that little bit of rest was enough, right? He played only 8 minutes and 43 seconds in the fourth, and we won the game, and we won that quarter 35-32. It really came down to when Embiid played, right? That's literally what this series came down to. Jalen Brunson was incredible, but the gap that Embiid was able to create when he was on the floor between the 76ers and the Knicks, he was just so hard to stop. And although he had a great game, I'm sure his gas tank was on empty and has been on empty. He's been injured. His left eye is not closing. Like, listen, man. Kudos to Joel Embiid. He played a hell of a series. Like I said yesterday, I think he's proved that he's the best player in the NBA and probably deserves the MVP award this year, and he's not going to get it. Excuse me. But the Knicks are phenomenal, man. They did what they had to do. They took care of business. And now when is their game one? Let's see. Set for Monday, May 6th in Madison Square Garden, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be their first game. If, you know, when they do match up. So we should, let me see if there's anything that I missed here about these guys, man. Yeah, so, you know, we'll look at the matchup in a second, but before we do that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Indiana getting the job done. But in other news, more importantly, really, was Damian Lillard actually played last night. I was talking about it, how Doc Rivers was saying they're very, very, very close. I didn't know that meant that the motherfucker would actually play. Like, when they say these things, usually in the playoffs, they're just, you know, they're just trolling damn near, right? They just want to get a reaction. They just want to force the other team to have something to think about. And this fool actually went out there and played. Like, for what? For what? Right? Like I was talking about yesterday, the team had been playing well. Right? You just went up against a team that was shooting hot 2 games ago. But your team was playing well. But let's get into some of these highlights, man. It's a quick ass ad, bro. Quick ass ad. All right. So Milwaukee had won this game 120-98 off the back of TJ McConnell. Well, it was really TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin. They gave the Bucks 41 points together last night. McConnell had 20 points, 4 steals, 9 assists, 2 rebounds. And he also went 7 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. Obi Toppin had 21 points, a block, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. He went 3 of 10 from 3, 8 of 15 from the field. And they also got some help from Tyrese Halliburton, who had a double-double, 17 and 10, 2 of 10 from 3, 7 of 16 from the field. And Siakam added 19, had 4 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 of 3 from 3, 9 of 15 from the field. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures last night for the Indiana Pacers. 13 out of 43, so they weren't hitting a whole bunch of threes. But they did get the most points out of McConnell and Toppin, who aren't 3-point shooters, right? So, excuse me, that kind of makes sense. But, you know, I was kind of looking, like I said, for Halliburton to have a good game. But they all were able to spread the ball around. On the other side, the Bucks had 28 from Lillard, who went 4 of 12 from 3, 7 of 16 from the field. Lopez and Portis had 20. Lopez had 20, 1 assist, 5 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the free throw line, no 3, 7 of 12 from 3. 7 of 12 from the field. Bobby Portis, like I said, had 20, 8 of 17 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 15 rebounds, 2 assists. And then under that, Chris Middleton only had 14 last night, 2 steals, 3 assists, 8 rebounds, 1 of 4 from 3, 6 of 15 from the field. And then Patrick Beverley, who had a great game last game, was only able to give 6 points and had 5 assists. The story of this game, in my mind, really is Damian Lillard. And I say that because you had a Damian Lillard that's not healthy. You didn't get 100% Damian Lillard, right? You basically got a jump shooter. And he takes, when healthy, he takes a lot of jump shots. Let alone a guy that's just there that's just there with no legs under him, with an ankle injury, with an Achilles injury. I was talking yesterday about the fact that the team had kind of settled itself into its roles with the stars out. Chris Middleton is going to take a bulk of the shots. Lopez and Portis, they split that second, third option. Whoever kind of has it going more gets more shots. Whoever gets open more gets more shots. And you know, they did that last night. They both had 20. And the third option for the last 2 games has been Beasley, who's been able to find shots with those guys attacking under the paint, right? Under the paint. And he wasn't able to find any baskets. He had, see how many he had last night. He had 2 points last night, 0 of 2 from 3, 1 of 5 from the field. Right? And this is where us as fans, we say, like, not that they're better without Damian Lillard and Giannis, because that's just stupid. They're obviously not better. But they were playing well, right? Let me put this on me because they yapping. Let's see if we can see a little bit of the... They just could not stop TJ McConnell down the stretch, man. He was just getting to the basket, making plays. He was just... Look at this. Oop. Get off me. See, that's a wild card. Like, that's something that you can't account for. 20 from McConnell. Not to say he's not a good player, right? But for him to give you 20 on top of everything else is the kind of thing that puts you over the top in these games. Look at that. Making plays, attacking the seams, right? Not settling for jump shots like I was talking about. That's a tough three, Dame. That's a tough three. That's a tough three. But you see, even in that play, Middleton gets relegated into this. Portis isn't getting touches. Like, it's just not an ideal way to play basketball, right? And more on the Middleton thing. Like I said, I feel like they had settled into their roles. Middleton, similar to their finals run in 2020, 2021. Was it 20? Let me see. 2020, 2021. I got you right now. In the 2020, 2021 playoffs, right? Middleton had a great playoffs. And it was kind of similar. Giannis obviously got his shots. But in those playoffs, right? The regular season, yeah, Chris Middleton was averaging 15.8 shot attempts in the 2020-2021 season. In the playoffs, he had bumped that to 19.7 a game. That means, yeah, he still had some games where he had 15 attempts, but he also had some games where he had 25 attempts. And you know, as a scorer, as a shooter, sometimes you need those extra 4 or 5 shots to get going, or at least knowing that you're going to get those shots. The problem with Damian Lillard coming back yesterday is it fucked up it fucked up the roles that they had settled into already. All year, Chris Middleton was struggling with injuries, but he was also struggling to find his role, being the third option, right? Because before, Drew Holiday was never a second option. When Drew Holiday was on the team, it was Giannis and then it was Chris Middleton. But Giannis gets his shots in the fast break. He gets his shots off rebounds. He can find shots without a play. So if Chris Middleton wants to uptake his shots to get 20 shots and be more of a leading scorer, he had the room to do that. And now when you have a Damian Lillard who also needs 20 plus shots a game, it throws it all off. And they've struggled all year because Chris Middleton, trying to be that same player that's almost second option player with 10 to 15 shots, is very different, and he struggled, right? This is what a lot of people don't understand about players, right? Kevin Durant, for example. The reason why players love him so much and hoopers love him so much, even now, he gets the same amount of points and buckets with a fraction of the shot attempts. And that is so impressive because it is so difficult, right? If you told a 25 point per game scorer to score about the same amount of points, but take 6 or 7 less shots, even 5 less shots, watch how drastically their game changes. Just in their mind, knowing that they don't have those extra misses that, okay, I can get another one just to get going. Because a lot of it is rhythm, right? A lot of it is rhythm. A lot of scorers are rhythm, and you find that during the game. And when Damian Lillard got injured in game 2, right? I can tell you right now, Lillard got hurt in game 2, right? In game 3, Chris Middleton put up 29 shots. In game 4, he put up 22 shots. In game 5, he put up 20 shots. In game 6, which was the closeout game that they just lost last night, he only put up 15 shots. It's a totally different role. Like I said, Lopez and Portis they kind of assumed that, all right, we could split this second third option thing, right? They could split that responsibility between them. And now when Lillard comes back, I get that he's injured, but he's still a star and he still demands looks and shots. Now it puts a player like Chris Middleton, who's been the lead dog the last couple games, it puts him in limbo. And now Malik Beasley, who said, all right, well, when Bobby Portis and Lopez aren't hitting and they're drawing attention because they're now the second, third option, Malik Beasley can now come out of nowhere and hit a couple shots and get going. But now he don't have that same leash when you have Damian Lillard coming back. So I think that's kind of the dynamic that happened, and Indiana was able to take advantage of it. Like I said, Tyrese Halliburton is still yet to really break out and be that dude. But I think they were able to take advantage of just a confused Bucks team in a closeout series at that. Lillard put up great numbers, but did he really need to be there? There was a good chance that they lost this game anyway. So there was no reason to risking him, of taking the risk of him potentially getting injured. It made no sense to me, right? Let's say the Bucks win this. You take the heart out of Indiana on their home floor without your stars. Now you get to go back home with all the momentum to try to close that game out. Then maybe you play Lillard, but even then I might have said just sit him. Just let these guys close this out. Let Chris Middleton find his confidence going into next season or into the next series. Win or lose, you have that in your back pocket because your stars will be back next year. But the confidence that you can gain from these guys, it's priceless. And I feel like they didn't take advantage of that. Milwaukee just didn't take advantage of that. They just kind of let it. They said fuck it. They just put Lillard in. I don't know if that's a coaching thing, because I know Lillard probably wants to play, man. He's gonna want to play if he thinks he can play, and that's up to you as a coach to make that decision and say, all right, we've been finding a rhythm, and these guys are rolling right now, and let's just roll the dice. You get healthy and be healthy. Let's roll the dice with these guys and have faith and trust in them, because moving forward, they're gonna need to have faith in them, because Lillard and Giannis had put up their 20 plus, almost 30 a game, but we were looking for the other guys to step up, and this was a good opportunity for that. And that's what happened. So looking ahead, the Knicks Pacers matchup, like I said, like I've been saying, since last week, I like the Knicks in that matchup. They don't have someone consistent enough to offset Jalen Brunson's production. I thought it might be Hallie. Siakam has been, Brunson is giving 30 plus right now, because there isn't a Julius Randle to give 25, right? So Brunson is taking on that responsibility, and then you're getting 15 points from Josh Hart. You're getting points from Hartenstein in spots. especially against Indiana, where they don't really have a strong paint presence, a strong defense. I'm looking for the Knicks to really take advantage of that. And if Indiana wants to make it gritty, the Knicks live in that. And they've shown that the whole series against against Philadelphia, right? That we get gritty victories. So I like the Knicks' chances in that one. I see it going probably 6 games, 5-6 games. Knicks taking that in 5-6 games. And then looking ahead to tonight, we have the Cleveland-Orlando game. And Cleveland is looking to close it out, but they are going to play in Orlando. And in this series, every home team has won. I don't expect anything different to happen. Orlando wins tonight. Paolo Banchero has another great game. And they go back to Cleveland for Game 7. After that, we have the Clippers-Mavericks games. 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Dallas won last game in a blowout. And they're coming back home. I want to say Dallas is going to win, man. I really do. I really, really do. Is there a but? Because, like, here's the problem for the Clippers. Luka had a great game last game. He shot really, really well, right? Only got to the free throw line 5 times. So, like, for instance, tonight, if he has a night where he's not shooting well, he's shooting in the 40s, 41% from the field, but he gets to the free throw line 12, 15 times, that's still a really good sign for Dallas, because those games he gets to slow the game down. The Clippers don't get to get out on the break, and now they have to play in this half court. Kyrie only had 14 points last game. I would be looking for him to come out more aggressive. And historically, Harden hasn't been great in these situations, right? Game 6 is not the game that Harden is usually really good at. Does he break that and reverse it? I don't know. But I think Paul George is going to have a good game to free up some of the space for Harden on the floor. But I think I take Dallas in a tight game. I think we're going to have I think Dallas is going to have one of those games where both of your stars are going to have damn near 30. Right? And I think Luka's probably going to get to the line a lot more than 5 times this game. Look for a triple-double, that kind of game. And Dallas Mavericks close it out, man. Dallas Mavericks close it out. And then the second round starts on Saturday. So it's been fantastic. This first round series, all of them have been great. Been a great watch. But I'm gonna check out from here. It's been great talking some hoops. The Knicks won. That is the most important thing. We move on. We got more games to watch. I'll live react to some more of that moving forward. But till next time, beautiful people, you guys be great. And yeah, man. Peace. Thank you for watching.